All right, round three. We're trying this again. Looks like I finally got it going. Been trying to get this live stream going for a while now. Something about how I had it set up was not working properly, even though it worked fine last night. So if you find your way in here and you can hear me okay, just give me a shout out. Let me know you're here. Say hello. My apologies, this didn't start sooner. I'm just gonna look around a little bit while I'm waiting for folks to find their way in. I haven't decided what mission we're gonna do just yet. What is up, guys? Robert, long time no talk, my friend. Good to see you. All about Star Wars. Hello. Are you excited about the new movie coming out and the Mandalorian? I've heard good things. I haven't seen that yet, but I'm looking forward to it. Do you have any thoughts about which one of these missions you think I should take on? Now's your chance to let me know. It'll take us a little while to get folks in here, but that's okay. All about Star Wars. Have you seen The Mandalorian yet? I have not, but I've got some friends on social media that have been telling me how good it is. I'm a big fan of the actor from his days in Game of Thrones. Hey, how was work, Mr. Fredrickson? Good to see you again. My apologies, this didn't get started earlier. Can I pick Austria-Hungary? I don't get to pick. I mean, I can go in and out until I get that country. Yeah, hey, nobody. Sorry. Had some trouble. Could not get the live stream going for some reason. Joker, how's it going? It's been a while since I live streamed. Everything went pretty smoothly last night, but today it just, for some reason, did not want to go. Michelle, how's it going? The hardest one. I don't know. Numbers don't matter is pretty hard. Some of these others are probably difficult as well. The Mandalorian doesn't suck yet. That sounds ominous. All right, so I think we'll take on something kind of simple to start here, and then we'll do something a little harder after that. Super Dreadnought or Battle Cruiser. Destroy an enemy fleet with a superior warship. Dryer Whisper, what is up? Yeah, hey, nobody. Sorry about that. I don't know what the deal was. Yes, you do have the game now, Joker? Awesome. Yes, we definitely need to get some multiplayer HOI going. Next weekend is my son's birthday party, but after that, my weekends are pretty clear, so maybe we'll get something scheduled. Let's see if we can get some people lined up for it. Let's go with this one here. Hey, there's the USS Texas. I believe that's the only one of those ships, at least in the American Navy, that is still afloat, unless it's the one after this one. I know there's a Texas down in the harbor in Houston. What version is this? It's whatever the latest version is, because it automatically updates when you boot it up. So it's Alpha 2 version 6.3 or version 63. You can see down here on the bottom right. Yeah, Bruno, sorry about that. I had the thing scheduled. I tried to log in. It was not letting me get the stream going for some reason. And I just now finally got it going. So I'm not going to do the unlock all the fancy stuff this time. We're going to go with what's available to us. And I think I'll go with Dreadnought 3. I'm going to try to build up something that's nice and powerful. It looks like, are we Chinese? Yeah. We're going to try to get Austria-Hungary here. Hood! That's like the battle cry now. Führerreich. Oh, yeah, that's a good one. Oh, we got the United States that time. See, this is what you have to do. You have to keep leaving and going back in to get the country that you want, and then you still don't get to choose who you fight against. U.S. again. Hello, Nat de Nat. Who do we get this? That's not Austria-Hungary, is it? I'm not sure. I don't remember what their flag is. I guess that is. It's saying I'm the Prinz Eugen. That's kind of awesome. Yeah, you know what, Steven? I thought that the Texas was the only Dreadnought era battleship remaining, but I couldn't remember for sure if it was that one or not. Dryer Whisper, do I think the game is worth the money? I think the game will be worth the money. I don't think in its current state that it's worth $50, but I think that's understood that you're buying an early release version, but you're getting what the game will be. I definitely think by the time you have a campaign and everything, it's worth the money. And I'm certainly not disappointed that I made the purchase. Joker, have fun. Toaster schnitzels, nice. All right, so let's go ahead and get building the Prinz Eugen here. We got to start with our towers, and we've got a lot of different things available for towers. And honestly, what I want most of all are the ability to land hits and land powerful hits. So I'm going to go with the best. I thought it was Robert. James Watson, hello. Dylan, hello. So we've got the Prinz Eugen here. Let's see how many folks we're up to in the chat now. Hey, we're up to 27 already. That's awesome. Any news on the campaign? David, I have not heard anything, and I've been kind of keeping an eye out on things. I would expect it'll probably be a little bit yet. The game's not supposed to be released until sometime next year, and even then, that'll still be early release. So I'm going to go with the most advanced tower we can get, at least to start. We may have to back off from that before we're done, but I really want the best as far as aiming goes that I can possibly get. Now, we can't get that rear tower. I think we're going to have to go with this one here. Funnels. I'm going to save funnels till last until I've done everything else. I don't think we're going to need a barbette up front. Let's see the main guns as far as the... Oh, we're still in metric. That's okay. Not a big deal. I'm not too worried about it. Well, you know what? I am going to change it only because I don't know the metric system well enough to be able to know, like, for the thickness on armor and things like that. So just to make things simpler for me, my apologies to all of you overseas who use the metric system unlike we Americans. Hey, nobody. Yes. Robert, we're going to try to fix that with the flooding control. Cosman, I'm getting there. I would be the first one to admit that when I first started playing this game, I definitely did not know what I was doing, and I've learned so much from all of the viewers. But that's why I do this. I do this because it helps me a lot. I learned so much from all the great commentary, and I have a thick enough skin that I welcome criticism, because criticism, constructive criticism, not just insults, those don't help anybody. But constructive criticism is how we get better at things, and so I certainly welcome that. So I want to take a look here and see this 18-inch. It's great, but it's a Mark 1, so it's not real accurate. You can see at 10,000 meters, we're at 15%. Although I guess we're not a whole lot better. Like right here, we're at 16% at 10,000 meters. 7,500 is 28%. So honestly, there's not a huge difference, I guess, between the Mark 1 18-inch and the Mark 3s of the 16-inch, etc. So I think I'm going to go... Well, you know what, though? The thing is the speed of reloading. That's an issue. 18-inch has a 138-second reload time, whereas like the 16-inch, only 77 seconds. So the accuracy may be similar, but you're firing half as fast. So I think we're going to go with... It's only 12 seconds difference there for 2 versus 3, so I think we're going to go with 3-barrel. We can't get 16-inch on that barbette. How about 15? We can get 15s on there. We're going to go with 15s. We can't get one on there. We might have to stick a barbette on the rear. Hopefully, yeah, we should be able to get 2 back there. I think the big one... No, are you kidding? I can't do a barbette on the rear? Okay, well, we're not going to be able to go with super firing then. We're just going to have to stick them both back here. Yes, James, I totally agree. I think the campaign is going to be fantastic on this one. Bruno, I'm going with 15 only because the 16-inch won't fit on this barbette that's on the tower. So unfortunately, that's what I've got to do. But I've still got 4 guns. I've got 1 super firing up front, but these 2 I can't do that with back here. So we're only going to end up with 1 battleship. We're going to drop the range because range is meaningless on these short missions because we're not dealing with having to sail out of port and things like that. We're definitely going to at least go to Krupp 1 armor. We may go higher than that. I definitely want the high TNT explosives. Like I said, we're only going to have 1 battleship, so I think we'll at least keep the speed right where it is for now. Not entirely sure how beneficial it's going to be to have a bunch of smaller guns on this thing, so I may just avoid smaller guns altogether. So now, being that this is a Prinz-Eugen and it's an Austro-Hungarian armor, we've got the all or nothing. We've got the turtleback armor scheme. I guess turtleback's the way we'll go with this one. We are going to go with super heavy shells. Hey, nobody, that would be cool. I definitely want to explore some Italian ships. I haven't really done that yet. So that's something we'll definitely be able to do at some point. We're going to go with increased. I definitely want to get the best turrets that I can get. Rangefinder. We can go pretty high on the rangefinder. Radio's pointless for this. Will I build the hood? Oh, absolutely, the hood will be built. Renown class. See, there's so many great ships. That's why there's just the possibilities are endless with what we can do. Now, the main reason for dealing with the engine is I'll show you here. Let's say we go with a large funnel. And there's plenty of reason why to have 2 funnels, but we'll go ahead and have 2. Right now you can see engine efficiency is only 40%. So very, very bad. But hood. But if we switch over to better engines, and in particular, say balanced boilers, you can see that engine efficiency jumps up to 100%. Just making that change. So definitely worth it. Changing the shaft adds weight, adds cost, but helps with my speed penalty, helps my acceleration, my turning rate, and repairs as well. So those are all very helpful things. We can go with oil fuel. These auxiliary engines, the main reason for those is that they help with water pumping, repairs, things like that. I'm not entirely sure, but I think we'll do that for now. The model of the hood. Detonations are absolutely a feature. In fact, you will probably see them. We'll watch and you'll see. It tells you what type of explosions happen. And so it's very common to see ammo detonations destroying an entire ship in one go. It's actually pretty exciting to watch it happen. All right, so we've got... I'm not going to worry too much about any of this. I think I will do at least a little bit of anti-torpedo, but you can see I'm starting to have an issue with the weight. So it gets a little frustrating where you have to kind of put some of these guns in places they probably normally would not have been. Like this one normally wouldn't be up that far, but in order to get my offset on my weight a little better, I have to do that. So let's go ahead and take a look at armor now. We're probably going to have to get somewhat close because these are not, this is not late tech where we're going to be landing a lot of hits. So I'm feeling like I'm more concerned about belt armor than I am about deck. And I definitely want to protect these turrets as much as I can. Now, we've got more cost than we have weight available to us. So if we go to a higher armor, we're too expensive. Let's see, how high can we go? All right, looks like we can go Krupp 2 maybe. Andrew O'Neill, what is up? Your great great grandfather was on the Iowa. That is very cool. That's what an awesome legacy to have. My great grandfather was on the Wyoming, which was a dreadnought ship. He was on there. He spent 4 years in the Navy between 1927 and 1931. Unfortunately, I never got to meet him, but his wife lived until I was 23. Yes, you're right, Robert. Do need to arm the conning tower. That's going to help with my aim to protect that conning tower as long as possible. So proceed not to put any anti-flood. Yeah. So Austria-Hungary. I'm fighting for my wife's family here. My wife's great-grandparents came from the Austro-Hungarian Empire. They came to America right around 1905. They were subjects of the emperor when they came here. So I think we're just about set. Might go a little bit more extended deck. We've still got about $1,000 or $1 million, I should say, available to us here. Maybe we go a little higher on the belt. William Jenks, welcome back, sir. Good to see you again. Oh, Mr. Fredrickson has some info for us on the Alpha 3 patch hitting this month. Very cool, from Tuesday. So that was, a week or so ago. So what do you know? Tell us what's going on. I haven't read anything in the last few days. But I think we're good here. You know what? Well, we've still got a little bit of weight and a little bit of cost available to us. What else can we do? Let's throw another inch on the deck. We don't have any secondary guns, but that's okay. Let's go. USS Washington, very cool. I'm not familiar with that ship, but I'm guessing it was a battleship also, being that it was with the name of a state, unless it's named after George. So hello to all. Oh, we got 59 people watching now. Very cool. Ramming boom spears. Andrew Snodgrass, welcome, sir. All right, so we've got to take on a pretty big fleet, so this is going to be interesting. The Prinz Eugen, not a German ship, but a Austro-Hungarian ship. And we do have 2 destroyers that are currently set to screening. New torpedoes coming. Interesting. North Carolina class battleship. Okay, Andrew, I thought so. Clayton, hello, sir. What are we blowing up today? We're taking on an entire fleet with a Prinz Eugen class Austro-Hungarian ship. I gotta turn down my volume a little bit. I'm gonna keep it on regular speed just because it's easier for me to keep up with chat while I'm doing that. Let's see who we're firing on first. He's already behind his smoke from the screens. Right now we're at 8.3%. So, all right, let's get into our little magic box of speed here. A little harder. I'm using my son's wireless mouse because my other one is hooked up to the computer that we're setting up for my son, and it's a little more difficult to use than the one I'm used to. Robert, that's very cool. You like Belfast? Yeah. Bruno, yes. We'll be able to name your ships. That is fantastic news. Oh, I'm so glad. I knew that had to be. I knew that had to be a relatively easy fix for them to be able to add the feature to name your ships. I've been desperately hoping for that. Unleashed. Honestly, that's something each person have to decide for themselves. I think it was worth it. $50 is a lot for the game in its current state, but you got to remember that your $50 is not just paying for what the game currently is, you're paying for what it's going to be. And obviously, just like with Ultimate General Civil War, the finished product's going to probably be very different. Even the current features are probably going to look different than they do now. So I personally think it was worth it. turn my volume down too. I don't know how loud the game volume is because the way I have it mixed, I can't always tell how loud it is on the other side until I go into my editing process. So since I'm live streaming, I can't really do that. Multiple cruisers with 8-inch guns. Clayton, yes, I am planning on doing a video with some smaller ships like cruisers and just swarming a bunch of them and see what happens. All right, let's get back to our ship. Get these destroyers to do their thing with the smoke. So Prince Eugen, I don't know if, well, Austria-Hungary probably didn't have much of a navy. Just because they were mostly a landlocked country. I mean, I know they had one, but Prince Eugen, I think of the one that escorted the Bismarck. It is super loud? Okay, well, it's good to know that. Maybe I'll turn my chat volume up and then you guys can all just turn yourself down a little bit. Yeah, Andrew, I definitely want to build the hood. Oh, good. They fixed the issue with the hull damage. They made severely damaged ships too hard to sink. That has been a problem. So he's getting some hits on me with his he's got 14-inch guns. We haven't identified yet any of these other ships. You know what, I may... Do they say when that patch is going to come out? Because if that's going to be fairly soon, I may hold off on building any more historical ships until I get that ability to name the ships. Queen Elizabeth class, isn't that... Well, I mean, the modern one is a aircraft carrier, isn't it? But I know it wasn't back then. Andrew, do you mean 43? Yeah, pocket battleships, okay. Yeah, I don't know what the fate of the Prince Eugen was. Yeah, Robert, you're right. They had Trieste, and then that was right. Yeah, okay. I know where that's at. I'm trying to think if that's where my wife's great-grandparents sailed out from. I think they sailed out of another port, maybe in Croatia. I know a lot of folks coming from the Austro-Hungarian Empire to the United States sailed out of Hamburg in Germany. Lars, if you go to any of my other videos about this game, I have a link in the description that will take you to the page where you can buy this game. And you can't get it on Steam right now. It'll be on Steam once they release it, but right now you can't get it on Steam. You have to download their launcher to install it. Oh, Prince Eugen was in one of the tests at Bikini Atoll. Okay. Montana was its own class battleship, but it was never built. But that's always the case. I mean, the class of ship is always the name of the first ship. Graf Spee is definitely something I want to build. Nobody. Andrew, I thought the only 4 Iowa-class ships were the Missouri, the Iowa, the New Jersey, and the Wisconsin. So I don't know what the Alabama was. Or if it was just one of the ones that was planned but never built. Now, Alabama was a South Dakota class. It was the ship built right before Iowa. Iowa was a new class. Brian, what's up? What are we at on percentage? We're 21% now. I haven't hit this guy much lately. Gotta be careful on my distance too. I think we're getting kind of close to these guys. Oh, there, we just landed a big hit. Destroyed his main tower. Did about 20% structural damage. Also some float. He's taking some flooding. That was 1,000 damage. We got mid-deck penetration on that one. Yeah, the Alabama was battleship 60. I think Iowa was 61. So they were built back to back, but they were different classes. The redheaded cousin. Redheaded stepbrother. Let's go with that. William, hey, take care, man. Enjoy your shopping. This will be up live later. There's another nice hit. The Santo Thomas. St. Thomas, okay. Alright, we gotta be careful here. I'm getting awful close. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and start turning. We're gonna be broadside for a minute here, which is good because it gets more of our guns engaged. Hitler's mega battleships. Hitler had a lot of big dreams on some things. Custom battles. I don't have any secondary guns to take on these smaller ships as they get in closer. I don't want to switch my targets though because I've got a pretty decent firing solution on this guy right now. Although it looks like we already did, so I'm gonna go ahead and fire on these smaller ships while they're close. Warspite would be a good one as well. Andrew, I was thinking about, I thought that would be a cool idea for a t-shirt. That quote. That was during the American Civil War, I think. Was that Farragut that said that? I did make you and I made the Nelson about a week or two ago. Now I know there were multiple Nelsons. I made the World War II version of the Nelson, not the one that I think had 3 turrets on the front. That's not even possible right now in this game, I don't think. Yeah, Lars, I had a cousin who died at Guadalcanal. He was on the USS Atlanta, which was a cruiser, I believe. Nice. See, there you go. There's an explosion. I don't know that was a 5,400 damage over penetration, but that actually landed in the rear. That's kind of where the hood got hit. We're going to take out this destroyer, hopefully with one hit as well. He's about to nail me with his torpedoes. As soon as he turns, we'll know he fired his torpedoes and we'll turn as well. Although he's going to be awfully close, regardless. Alright, here goes this destroyer. He's going to go bye-bye real quick. Oh, we missed. Oh, that was kind of our checking the aim shot. All right, I'm a little concerned here with how close this guy's getting. He's going to nail me with his torpedoes. I'm going to start turning away, actually. Yeah, no 4-gun turrets, but I would imagine they will have 4-gun turrets at some point because there were some ships that had those. I know France had one. Same with Prince of Wales, yeah. So Robert, that's cool. I didn't know that about Prince Eugen. King George V. There's one I definitely would like to build. Bye-bye, destroyer. That distance, it's almost impossible to not sink the destroyer. We are about to get nailed by some torpedoes. I don't know if it's too late for me to speed up. I'm gonna get hit by at least 3 or 4 of them. But I should be okay. Here they come. Oh, there's 3 more coming. Oh man, I let those guys get way too close. I guess that's why you have the smaller guns to protect against such things. We're gonna take a lot of flooding here, but I think we should survive. Torpedoes are still pretty weak on this game. Yeah, you're right about those submarines during the Civil War. Not a fun gig to have. Nobody. There were only 3 lost in the entire World War II. Really, that's crazy. Yeah, I actually just the other day found a newspaper. Fired right over our destroyer. Okay, we got it. I found a newspaper article written by the lieutenant who was in command of my cousin. My cousin's name was Marion Greenhill. He was a gunner's mate on the Atlanta. We've taken a lot of damage, but I think we're okay. And the lieutenant said that that Marion was manning his battle station, his gun, and a heavy shell came in from one of the Japanese ships and hit his station, killed him, a lieutenant, and a couple of other men. But the letter was written to Marion's family, and it was basically to tell them, number one, that that he went down with the ship, but also that he didn't suffer, that he was killed instantly, never even knew what happened. That was, I think, November 13th, 1942. Aircraft catapults for spotting. That would be interesting, because that certainly was a common thing. Even if they don't do aircraft carriers, you would certainly think that that would be an option. Man, we took a shellacking from those torpedoes. I really got to be careful not to allow more of them to hit me. So we're going to try to take out these other... Are we going to get hit by more torpedoes? Turn that way. Turn that way. I'm so busy watching you guys in the chat and talking that I'm not paying attention to all these torpedoes that are coming right at me. Wow, was that close. Those ones just barely missed me. We just took out another destroyer. Really, Andrew? Wow. What was your great-great-grandfather's name? I'm kind of curious to see if there's any information out there on any of the genealogy sites that I use for research that could tell a little bit more about him. We're back taking on a battleship. There's a nice hit. Surprisingly, both of my destroyers are still going. Guten Abend. I'd love to visit Berlin someday. That's definitely on my bucket list to visit Germany. Most of my family that were German came from the area down around Stuttgart, which I know is probably kind of a world away from where you are, but I know Germany's not nearly as big as the United States. Takes me 4.5 hours just to get from one end of Ohio to the other where I live. Takes us like 20 hours to drive down to Florida. Wow, big hits on that battleship. The Paloma, Indiana. I'm definitely going to build some Imperial Japanese Navy ships. A medic in Stalingrad. Wow. I was actually just watching a documentary on Stalingrad the other day. It was quite something. I was learning about how many women fought at Stalingrad. I knew there were some. Like, I knew there had been some women snipers and things like that. But I didn't realize it was something like 1 million women joined the Red Army during the Battle of Stalingrad, and half of them served in combat roles. They were fighter pilots, they were snipers, they were frontline soldiers. It was really impressive. Let's see, we just landed those were all a bunch of hits, and only one of them really did any damage because he's mostly destroyed already. A Luxembourgian ship. Luxembourg have a navy? USS Laffey or Johnston? Interesting. Yeah, Renee, I thought Stuttgart's kind of in, what, the southwest? K-Dragon, no, this, I went in, it's not a historical build, I just kind of built my own ship. It just gave me the name Prince Eugen. I'm taking on a mission where I've kind of destroy a whole fleet with a Dreadnought, kind of an early battleship. This is a Dreadnought 4, I think is the hull that it gave me. And I took a bunch of torpedoes. I've taken like 7 torpedo hits. But man, I just landed a bunch more hits on that battleship. We just can't seem to get him sunk. There's another torpedo hit. Thankfully, I added those little perks there before we set sail that allowed me to deal with some of this flooding. Task Force Admiral, I believe, is probably a ways off yet. I got a very nice message from the guy who's one of the developers of Task Force Admiral. That battleship just launched a torpedo at me. Yes, the Rodney was the only one to do battleship-to-battleship torpedo hit when Rodney hit the Bismarck. So they said it's going to be a while, but he thanked me for the support of everybody on the channel, said that it gave them a ton more exposure than they previously had. Alright, this guy's done. Alright, there we go. We got a battleship. Now we just got to stay alive long enough to take out the rest of this fleet. One of the tricky things, of course, about live streaming is that when you're not doing like a turn-based type of game, it's very easy for me to get distracted and miss things because I'm kind of keeping one eye on the chat and one eye on the game. Oh, Leningrad. Yeah, Leningrad was bad as well. People don't think about that one as much. Aubrey Johnson. Okay. Aubrey, that's it makes me think of the guy from Master and Commander. Boy, wasn't that a fantastic movie when you talk about Napoleonic era naval combat. I love Master and Commander. Using turrets with 2 guns instead of 3. You know, it's K-Dragon. It's one of those things you've got to balance. The reason I went with, I believe I have 2. I'm kind of listing the one side. So no, I went with 3. Because there wasn't enough of a difference in terms of the accuracy, at least on this particular mission, between 2 and 3 to make it worth it. But that's something you have to weigh with every gun. You just kind of have to compare. I didn't go with 18-inch guns when I had them available because the 18-inch guns had such a longer reload time that the accuracy, there was another torpedo hit. The accuracy was really similar between the 16s and the 18s, but the reload time was almost double. So I figured even though they're just as accurate, you're getting off twice as many shots. So yeah, it just really kind of compares because you've got different, like Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3. So depending on the mission and depending on the gun, sometimes 2's better, sometimes 3's better. Black Sails I have not seen yet. I want to check that out. Ask a Navy vet if they have hearing issues. Yeah. They showed that. Man, we're up to 92 people. That is awesome. Very cool. Glad you're all here. What's the movie? The Steven Seagal movie. Now, Tommy Lee Jones is in it too. Under Siege, where he's outside. I think they're on. Are they on the Missouri? I think they're on the Missouri. And they're outside, and he's outside when the guns go off, and he's got blood coming out his ears. He's completely deaf. It's kind of like his whole head is ringing. Hey, Wootistic, I did the later Nelson class, not the one that you're talking about that has all the guns up front. I don't know how possible that is currently on this game. And I am pretty much just kind of stuck in the water right now. I don't even know what my accuracy is. It's 59%. So we ought to be able to take this guy out. Yeah, he's running because he knows I can't catch him. Thankfully, I've got a pretty decent angle on this battleship right now. Look at my ship is actually listing underwater now. I'm down to 14%. Hopefully our pumps can get it. Alright, we're landing hits now, at least on this guy. I'm probably not going to win this mission, just because I won't be able to catch some of those other ships, unless my destroyers can do it. In fact, let's go ahead and tell them to go AI and do their own thing. Yeah, I'll try to make the USS Washington sometime, but yeah, you can do triple barrel guns. That's what I have on this ship. Yeah, my destroyers are firing their little guns at him. They're out of torpedoes. That's unfortunate. Yeah, there's a lot of great ships I can still build. Once we get the ability to name them, that'll be good. Having a hard time finishing this guy off. So I'm looking over that update now for that they have about Alpha 3. Come on. There we go. Big hits, big hits. Where are we at? We're still at 14% float. So the pumps are kind of staying on top of this, which is good because I've got flooding all the way along here. Yeah, Task Force Admiral is not coming for a while. A monster 150. Can't go up to 150,000. Mikkel, I think 105 is the highest you can do right now in the game. Yeah, Unleashed, that's true. I'm looking forward to being able to do different classes of ships in one build, like where you can build a whole fleet with different things that make things that complement each other. Federico, there's yeah, I don't think you can assign more crew to damage control right now. There we go, we got that battleship. Right now, that happens in the build stage where you build certain things that allow you to have better damage control. And I guess that's kind of understood that your crew's doing that. I gotta take out this other destroyer before he hits me with another torpedo, because you can see he just launched a whole spread of them, and I'm pretty much dead in the water as far as movement goes. Not entirely sure I'm gonna be able to do anything but stop. Joe, I would rather have a few good ships than a bunch of terrible ones. You know what else would be kind of cool, and I guess this would kind of, they probably won't do it because it would be too much like World of Warships, is if there was some kind of a multiplayer mode where each person could design their own ship within a certain budget. Kind of like how the Academy is with the restraints of the budget and such. But for now, I'll just be happy with a campaign. And I think I'm probably going to die before I sink any more ships, because those torpedoes are coming at me and I pretty much can't move. Looking to see where they are. Hoping that by stopping, maybe they stay out in front of me. Yeah, the torpedoes are tough to spot, which I guess is good, because that would makes sense historically. Yeah, having airplanes and carriers in particular would definitely add a whole new dimension, but that would involve having planes and having the ability to build ships that have aircraft. My aiming ability is not great right now when it comes to hitting a destroyer. I'm surprised this destroyer still got torpedoes. He's still got quite a few of them, too. Enterprise had 20 battle stars, I believe. They were actually... Here come the torpedo. No, that was just his shells coming in. I thought they were torpedoes. If you look at the list of, with American ships, the most decorated ships, there's a lot of ships you will have never heard of that have 16, 17, 18 battle stars. A lot of escort ships. Man, I just can't hit that destroyer. Oh, notification about torpedoes. Interesting. Yeah, it just says Alpha 3 is scheduled to arrive within the month. It doesn't say specifically when. There's those torpedoes. He did fire them out in front of me, so that kind of worked out. Looks like he fired more, so I think I'm probably going to stop again. Ooh, that one's going to hit me. Keep turning, baby. Keep turning. Oh, it's going to miss. Excellent. Now he's on the other side, the side I'm listing toward. I might not even be able to fire on him from the side, or is it just that my turrets are still turning? I can't even hit him from this side. Yeah, pretty well dead in the water at this point. This is where secondaries probably would have come in handy. Alright, well, while I'm waiting to die, because we're about to get hit with some more torpedoes, they already kind of shared some of the... I think that one's going to hit me in the rear. Maybe. It's going to miss me too. Wow. Gameplay tuning and fixes. Let me see. New features and improvements. I know that some of these were already mentioned. But let me share these. New oxygen-fueled torpedoes in the update that's coming this month. 23 and 24-inch torpedoes. Penetration chance, better details. When we hover our mouse over a ship, the pen chance will update according to angle. So the info will be more accurate. So that is very cool. Cage mast towers will be available to a series of U.S. hulls. Detected torpedoes will be indicated by a visual warning for a short period of time. That's cool also. I really should have gotten their rental insurance, yeah. Then things like increasing the frames per second, improved AI ship design with proper focusing on armor for battleships. Loading of the ship designer will be faster. You'll be able to name your ships. You'll be able to save your ship design. Hallelujah. There's some good news. New hulls, improving the variability of ship class designs. That's something we've all been wanting as well. New missions based on the new hulls. In-game music will be reverted back to full. I turned the music off just because I'm making YouTube videos. Poor Prince Eugen's just kind of sitting here in the water right now. Can we fire on this other guy? See, my turrets are really just not... They're just going to hit the water if they fire over there, so we'll get them the other way. Let's see. Various water displacement effects, waves, splashes, etc. Gameplay tuning. Improve secondary guns penetration and accuracy. Torpedo boats are less resilient against gunfire. Penetration rebalance for more effective medium and long range encounters. HE shells should not be as overpowered as previously. Fix the issue with hull damage that made severely damaged ships. We mentioned that already. Too hard to sink. Reduce ladder aiming penalty of initial. This was mentioned too, from 75% to 50%. Cordite, tube powder, TNT explosives rebalance to reflect better their special characteristics. Lost my place here. Hold on. Tube powder is the safest explosive and more effective in penetrating armor. And there we go. Just lost. But TNT is very expensive, but overall the best compromise. Fix the issue of radar towers, increasing too much the surface visibility of ships that carry them. Late tech torpedoes have even more intensified damage, so they are useful against heavily protected battleships. Let me read the rest of these before we finish here. Citadel armor schemes increase the armor quality but are more expensive. Citadel is a feature not yet finalized, but this new functionality simulates better its influence in armor schemes and vitals protection. So they're getting a little more historically accurate with those things. Sinking mechanism improved so that ships do not jump to a default sinking state as previously. Ships will gradually sink according to their last floating state. Fixed issue with USA battleship hull types. Now mission design in Dreadnought will include a properly looking and scaled model based on the battleship South Carolina. So there you have it. There's some of the things that we can do. Let's go ahead and do one more quick mission, but this time let's do something crazy, shall we? We're going to go to the modern battleship. We're going to go with more funds. And we're going to do something to have a little fun to wrap up this live stream. So I'm thinking we'll go back to, it looks like we're going to be German this time. Let's go ahead and do our little fun unlock all parts and give all techs hack here. The Mad Lad made a 130 torpedo battleship. Yes, I did. Yeah, Swiss, I was just talking about the new update. It's not out yet, but it should be out by the end of the month is what they said. Make the Washington. Oh, man, then I have to do some research to find what Washington is like. 1941 with John Belushi. I saw it a long time ago. And Andrew, yes, I am a fan of War Thunder. Andrew O'Neill, I will get to the Washington at some point, I promise. A submarine with 18-inch guns. If only that were possible. I'm not going to do anything historically just because that would require some time to look everything up. I just want to kind of dive into something crazy here. There's so many of these hulls that I actually can't even get over to the last hull unless I get just to the right spot. There we go. So this is where we can get our 105,000 ton behemoth going. Make the Kirov. Let's see. Oh, you know what? There's still one more thing we need to do. We need to also tell it unlock or give ship all techs. There we go. So that's how we get things like the 5-deck torpedo tubes that we had on that one particular mission. First things first, obviously we have to go with the advanced tower. This is the only one you can have on this hull. The KMS super thingy, huh? Can't do more than one. of these barbettes. Lots of big guns. Yes, that's what we're going to do. Now, 3 turrets take 70 seconds reload time with the current tech. These take 62. First things first, let's go ahead and update some of this stuff. So now we're just 42 seconds reload time. That's a lot better. Can we get a third one on there? Nah. Just not enough room for a third one. How many 12-inch guns can you spam? I don't know, but they probably wouldn't do a lot of good on this mission against more advanced ships. It won't let you build more than 6 side guns. Or 6 turrets anyway. Try to get over as far as I can with this. It gets really tricky. There we go. So that gives us 9 12-inch guns on each side, along with all of our 18-inch. So we're going to go ahead and move this one up a little bit to get a little bit more turning ability on it. Make a baguette-like ship like the Richelieu. I can't do 4 on... Renee, that's awesome. It is actually... the video of all the ones that I've done that it seems to have the most staying power. It's still getting like 200 views an hour, which is kind of awesome. Yeah, that was a little different. I'll probably do another something like that at some point. The Bane of Lusitania. When I can name ships, we're going to have some fun with naming ships. I can guarantee you that. We're going to throw as many guns on this thing as we can. I don't think we can get 8-inch on these. Can we get 8-inch anywhere else is the question. Probably not. Yeah, we're not going to be able to do that. So we're going to have to go to... Oh, we can get 8-inch 2 barrels on here. And then we can go with maybe some 6-inch up here. Titanic. That's awesome. All right, let's drop this range. Speed adds a lot of weight, so we're still going to go fast on this thing. But you can see, I'm not going to do a whole lot of adding to the armor. There, we just dropped a lot of weight by switching the armor there. I definitely want the super heavy shells. High TNT. We'll go with turtleback armor. Definitely get our best rangefinder. Radar gets pretty heavy as well, but that's okay. Radio's meaningless for us here. Lusitania's Revenge. There you go. Naming ships, wrong answers only. All right. We'll at least get a little bit of anti-torpedo on here. That adds 3,000 tons. Oh, we need a funnel. And let's see where we're at on... We're at 21% engine efficiency, so we've got to switch the boilers over. That gets us to 66%. That's still not enough. There, that gets us to 88%. And changing the engines, that doesn't do anything. Man. Stays 88 there. All right, I don't think we can do any better than 88, so we're going to probably have to drop the speed down a little bit. Where can we go and still have 100%? All right, 29 knots gets us 97% efficiency. All right, where are we at now? We've got a ton of available money and weight, so... I guess now we have some fun. I don't think we need more shells. Now we have some fun with the armor. We're going to stay at range on this one. What is the range on these guns? We're at 37, well, 29% at 20,000 meters. Yeah. So, not too worried about the belt armor. 20-inch deck armor, though, is kind of awesome. The Hitmark battleship with the smallest main guns. I tried a small main gun ship the other day, and it was terrible. Actually, let's go 15 on the turret tops. 20 on the turret fronts. We still got 5,000 tons available. I guess we'll protect the secondaries a little bit. Quad guns. Yeah, Luke, I do believe they'll add quad guns at some point. You know what? Let's just go with this. I'm not even going to worry about adding any more armor. Let's just have some fun. See how quickly we can destroy this fleet. All right, here we go. Looks like we're at, I don't know, dusk or dawn. Go ahead and speed up until we start firing. The secondary god. What is up, Rising Phoenix? Alright, we're in range now. Let's go ahead and watch these guns firing. Oh, that's glorious. How far is he? He's 38 kilometers away. And we're already at a 19% chance to hit. That's amazing. You build a 65-ton battle cruiser and roll waves with 15, 17-inch guns. Dang. Now you got me anxious to do that for myself now. Yeah, Bill, you're right. Aircraft's not a thing right now. Hey, we're landing some hits already at 36 kilometers. HMS Potato. Oh, nice. Look at that. 35 kilometers out, and I've already got him down to 69% structure. It's going to be interesting when the names start, because people's videos are going to get a whole lot more entertaining, let's say, based on some of the names that they're going to come up with. Jurgen, I would imagine at some point they will remedy that to where you can build some of those historic ships, like the Nelson. Hello. We had a deflection on that one. They haven't nerfed the high explosive shells yet. They're going to. Let's see what happens if we launch a few of those from out here. USS Second Amendment rights. I need a railgun. That's what I need. Navy's building ships with railguns now. HE's not doing quite as much from back here. Let's see if we've got the angle right to where all of them are firing. I'll have to turn so we can get those 12-inch guns firing too when we get a little closer. Woo! Didn't see much, but that was cool. This guy's almost dead. I want to see a hood. You gotta have at least one hood explosion. Renee. Do you guys have Amazon Prime in Germany? I'm assuming that you do. I mean, you're one of the world's leading economies, so I would expect that you would. There we go. One down. Still 29 kilometers out. HMS sinking. See what I mean? There's going to be a lot of clever names. I guess we'll have to add that to the Patreon perks, no? You get your own ship at least once a month until we get a campaign. James, I appreciate that. Yeah, you know what? This is my absolute favorite part. I missed being able to do live streams. We're going to start doing this a whole lot more because this really is my favorite part of this. I like interacting with you guys through comments, but it's nothing like the real time, being able to kind of converse and talk about things. So I really enjoy it. Didn't do much there. Let's see what the range is on these 12-inch guns. No, they're not real accurate, but they've got some range to them. I'm going to go ahead and start turning them. See if we can get them to fire as well. All right, our 12-inch guns do look like they're getting in on the action now. Oh, that's a cool look right there. There goes the 12-inch. From the Depths. No, I am not familiar with that game. Tobias, I had trouble earlier. Apparently because I scheduled it to stream last night, it was causing a problem with me trying to start the stream because it didn't want to. I don't know. I don't understand exactly how it works with YouTube's new feature with the scheduling of the streams. So from now on, I won't schedule. I may announce the time that I'm going to do it, but I'm not going to create an actual scheduled stream in YouTube because that seemed to really mess up. I had to end up deleting that before it would allow me to start my stream. HMS history guy. Oh, that's a little kind of self-serving, I think. HMS missed me. Yep, the 12-inch Swiss, they are firing now. I like this view. You know, it would be kind of cool to have a view where you could actually like have like a first-person view as if you were standing, although nobody would be standing on the deck right now for obvious reasons, that they would go completely deaf and probably die from a concussion, but this is kind of an awesome view, especially with the sky the way it looks right now. HMS Zigzag. Now the USS Zigzag, or lack of zigzag, would be the Indianapolis. HMS I plead the fifth, that's funny. Minecraft with a physics engine made to build your own. Oh wait, yeah, you know, I saw a game like that the other day. Is that what it was called? Robert, oh yeah, I saw your question about Man in the High Castle in Germany. That's interesting. I wonder if that's legal there, because isn't the swastika like illegal or something? Shadow of Death. I have a lot of guns on this ship. I've got 4 triple turret 18-inch guns, so I've got what, 12 18-inch guns. I've got another 18 12-inch guns, and then a bunch of smaller 8 and 6-inch guns. USS Midway is one, or Midday is done. Can't touch this. Oh man, you're dating yourself now. HMS Benjamin Magnus Games is the best. I haven't watched any of his videos lately. I should do that. You guys are funny. Yeah, I guess we should get back to seeing what's happening with these other ships, huh? Did we sink his other battleship? Oh man, he's still got a bunch. Are they like trying to get away already? Oh, we're trying to hit the smaller ones. That's why. Oh, there's a hit. I'm gonna go after this battle cruiser. HMS Daylight Savings. HMS T. Well, we're going with all the British ones here, huh? Random person in the comments. I've got 95 people on the live stream. That's, I think, the highest I've ever had. So welcome to all of you. I've still got 950 18-inch shells. HMS Crumpets. Hey, there's a bunch of hits. I think we found the range. We're at 100% now. This is the modern battleship mission. A view from the bridge. Tomas, you're right. That would be very cool. Oh, there's a 1200 damage hit. Germany is KMS, but they didn't really, I don't think they used it. William Porter almost killed the president. Yeah. Talk about an unlucky ship. Jean Bart. We have a Jean Bart. He's one of the sponsors of this channel through Patreon. Jean Bart, there's your ship. I'm about to sink it. Jack, we're gonna do it. Oh, I thought we were gonna do it right there. Bodie McBoatface. Isn't that the one that almost got named that, or did get named that because they had a contest? 9,000 tons without turrets or guns. Wow, that was a lot of damage. He is still barely floating. USS Obesity. That's fair. That's fair. William Porter versus President. This should be sinking the Jean Bart here. There we go. On to the next one. All right, here come his cruisers. They're coming in for the torpedo run now. USS Houston, we have a problem. HMS Hodor. Oh my gosh. I'm surprised it took that long for the Game of Thrones reference. USS Flex Tape. So we're talking about building a ship out of that stuff, huh? All right, here comes our first hits, maybe. Yeah, oh, one hit wonder. There you go. That's what we call 12,000 damage. One hit, bye-bye. Now we're in business. Still got a lot of ships to sink, though. There's the other battleship. We're going for that one now. USS Japan was nuked. Ouch. Ouch. USS Dracarys with full HE spam. I'm still a little bit of PTSD over how that last season went. Wow! That was beautiful and fast. We're gonna watch that one sink. Looks like it's breaking apart right here. Which makes sense, that's where the fire is, that's where... There go the lifeboats with no people on them. USS Overkill. Bye-bye. That one kind of went straight down. I prefer the ones that kind of go head first. Are we now? We're up to 17 kilometers. USS Canada is cold. Ohio's pretty cold right now too. Add men jumping ship and lifeboats, yeah. That might be a little bit beyond what they're focusing on as far as graphics go right now. There's a... Oh, wow. We're getting some big hits now. This is glorious. All right, we're going to go Leroy Jenkins on this thing now, man. We're charging right in. Full speed. Going to turn right toward him. The USS Leroy Jenkins is definitely going to be a ship that happens at some point. And it's going to be built with a ton of armor just to charge in and hit everybody at close range. Yeah, Renee, we were just talking about the lifeboats and how they don't have any people on them. USS T in the sea. USS Fast Food. Okay, that's fair. Can't argue with that. The USS Leroy. Nah, we gotta go full Leroy Jenkins with the name. Bye-bye. I might sink all these guys before I even get close enough to be able to go Leroy Jenkins. Let's speed up the time a little bit. USS Flat Earth while firing behind the horizon. USS Joe Montana. There you go. I think they renamed a town in Montana Joe Montana. I've been to Montana. It's beautiful there. I've never been to Joe, Montana. It's kind of cool watching from right here because you can see the arc of the shots as they go in. And we sank another cruiser. Man, this is brutal. Now we're going after the Duquesne. USS Shelby Foote. SMS text message. That is not okay. That's hilarious. USS Astros stole signs. USS Glass Cannon. You guys are hilarious. What is my favorite part of the game so far? Wow, honestly, I like being able to experiment. I like that all of these different options are out there, and they've created a variety of different types of missions to get you to think about, okay, you know what, if I build this ship, it's going to work great for this mission, but the next one, that same build would be completely worthless. So I feel like this academy really does a good job of preparing you for the challenges that you'll face in building different kinds of ships. So I like all the customization. I like that even though it's really early release, there's a lot of different ways to experiment with what works and what doesn't. You can find a ton of ways to fail. And so I could do one mission the first time, fail miserably, come back in and win it easily, depending on how I built my ship. USS Millennium Falcon. Alright, bye-bye Duquesne. See, that's one of the things they said they're going to fix right there. You see how it sat up after it was sinking, even though it was tilted that way? They said in the new update it's not going to do that. It'll stay in its last floating state when it gets to sinking. Alright, we got 2 destroyers to take out now. Jevin, that's exactly it. When you get into the campaign, it's a whole different animal, because on this, I can build for that particular mission. You can't build for a specific, I mean, you can build to a point for a specific type of mission, but you have to plan these battleships for all eventualities. You have to think ahead of all the different scenarios you might face, and they've got to be made versatile for those different situations. Exactly, often with limited money, and then you're going to have the differences in technology to contend with. I'm always somebody that whenever I play these games and there's technology and research involved, I always prefer to have fewer ships that are higher technology than having a bunch that are lower technology. So, but that's just kind of how I feel about it. I know everybody does things a little differently, and that'll be one more challenge, is trying to figure out how to do things. We've got one more armored cruiser that's sitting out there waiting to die. Ethan, you're right. The heavy shells, I love the super heavy shells. All right, we're going to wrap this up right there. You guys have been absolutely awesome. I have had a great time. There's 109 people watching right now. I will try to post on Discord, but also on YouTube, definitive times for future live streams to let you know when they'll be. But we're going to try to do these as often as possible, because I really enjoy them a lot. So just watch. You can click on the link for Discord. I will post announcements in there, but I'll also post them on YouTube. So as long as you're subscribing, you'll get the notifications when I post anything on YouTube. That's a new feature that they've added in the last several months or so. But I'm going to drop out for now, and we'll see you again real soon. The Discord link is in the description. If you can't see it currently, once this video goes live, it'll be there, and you can click on any of my other recent videos, and the Discord link will be there as well. So you can click on that. So thanks, guys, and we will see you again soon with another live stream.